We're back. Watchers Podcast. WATCH Hard ERZ.
It's gonna be
Here with the boys. To my left,
Tavon, Tri-State _ on Instagram.
Also known as Matt. To my right,
Smitty Green Giant, formerly known as the Damaging.
and the birthday boy.
It's Corey J on Instagram.
Yeah. Happy birthday, Corey.
Happy birthday.
Appreciate it.
Hove did that.
Homie.
Virgos.
And I am your moderator, Tiger Helly. 19 on the snaps. The IGZ. And the government on Facebook, Jason Williams, Follow the Stripes. So, episodio 48. That's 48 for you unlearned mother.
Y'all know what's
48 of them things.
First
You know what's
48.
crazy? I'm learning Spanish every week when Jason announces the number.
Spanish is a wonderful thing.
I know. How was everybody's week?
It's been a week. It's been cool. I was in the city yesterday.
You was?
And when I say the city, I mean the big PHIL. Somebody should have played that old Eve.
Philly.
Yeah. I'm from PHILA.
See, I don't want to play it because I don't want to get the
I know.
We can't
afford. Yeah, we can't afford.
We can't afford that.
I can't get y'all many men like Tony Khan.
No.
That's under Rockefeller, and I know Jay probably sitting somewhere. He like, sound like my music's being played on the podcast somewhere. Let me check.
We'll get a cease and desist. Hove did that.
So hopefully,
Yes. Could I ask you for that?
Yes, sir. Our unofficial sponsor.
We can't show the front of it.
The MDZ.
Brought to you by.
Shoot, they show the front of it. People gonna be like, "They still drink that? They still make that?"
I got the funniest story.
We gonna get them popping.
The funniest story.
Yo,
but I still remember to this day. My cousin just reminded me about it a couple weeks ago. Goddamn, we was in Atlantic City years ago, and I maybe been like 22. We was early able to drink. And we ran into some older girls at the beach or something like that. And, by the time we went to go get, something to drink, we were all hanging out later. And they was like, "Oh, stop, get some drink, and then meet us at here." The only thing they was selling was they wasn't selling no hard liquor at the time. So all we could get was the little spritzers and some bullshit. So we thinking Mad Dog was the shit when I was 21. These chicks played us so hard when we came up. They was like, "Mad Dog, they still drink that?" We was drinking that in high school. Mind you, we was like 22. They was probably early 30s. Yeah, we was drinking that in high school. But all my friends who was there that night, we remember that, because everybody said Mad Dog. Well, every time we say Mad Dog, we say because that one chick played. So they still drink that?
Yo, when
we
I
was
went
drinking that in high school.
When I went and got some a couple weeks ago, the Indian guy was like, he said, "Oh, you go old school." I was like, "Damn, can I just drink in peace, shit?"
Yo, man,
but on some real shit, I like it because certain flavors taste. They're good mixers. They mix well. Good chaser, and for the price,
they ain't bad.
It's a high alcohol content just for what it is,
Damn, 13%.
Yeah, you start getting into that 10 to 15% range. Yeah.
Hope the truth come out.
It don't take a lot.
Yeah, my mind was blown when I found out it didn't really stand for Mad Dog.
Yeah, me too. My feelings is hurt.
Remember the St. Ives back in the day?
Oh, I didn't do that.
That was me.
Wasn't that Billy D. Williams?
No, that's Colt 45.
Oh no, yeah, that's what.
That was illegally. Young minor me. Sneaking in my dad's cabinet, taking a sip of Colt 45.
Shoot, we showed up.
But
my aunt used to have wine in the house all the time.
It was that, and it was and God bless my mom.
She'd be like, "I know when y'all drinking this shit."
God bless. She would have Bartles. Remember Bartles? Now I'm really showing my name, Bartles and James. Yeah. It was that.
They stopped making them by the time I was born, but I remember that.
It was that. I would sneak a little sip out of that. And then it was the St. Ives, the special brew, and that's when I was like preteen years, and I was like, somebody gotta give me a bottle of this stuff.
Yeah, shoot, we show the label, people gonna know they still make it.
Yep.
Hey, we might be in some profit sharing too.
I know, man. We know.
And shout outs to the OG Four Loko. I was the king of those.
That was
the
fun.
original Four Loko though, when they still had the caffeine in it. Let's go crazy.
Yeah, they did change that formula up, didn't they?
Yeah.
I think that original Four Loko was going too hard in the
Well,
streets.
the problem was it was the college kids.
They was
messed
going,
it up.
They were going real crazy when I first dropped out. Go ahead, but there was some other drink I remember I tried. It wasn't even alcoholic drink. It was just a straight energy drink, and the shit was called cocaine.
Oh yeah, I don't drink.
And they had to stop selling it because of the name and everything. They probably relabeled it to something else, but that shit was called. That shit burnt so bad.
It was a red
I don't know if it
can,
was like, I don't know if it was pepper or something in it. But when you drink that shit, that shit burned.
I didn't have it, but I remember it was like in a red. I think it was a red, this bright ass red can. Man, I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, because the problem with the original Four Loko was, you start drinking a lot, you start slowing down, you get tired. You start, taking it down a bit. The original Four Loko had the caffeine in it. And it already had, because those were 10, 12% too. So instead of you getting tired and stop drinking, it was making you hyper. Mm-hmm. So you kept drinking it and you were hyper. And then they said, I remember a couple kids down UD had to get carted off, sent up to Christiane, get looked at.
Yeah, pump some fluids in them.
And then on top of that, they just starting to drink, so they didn't know how to moderate their drinking or nothing. So it was a bad combination.
You gotta start off with that Mad Dog. Trying to tell you,
Hope didn't do that. Though.
This is one of us. I'm really the same.
Oh, you know what? The craziest story before we get it. Craziest Four Loko story. First of all, I'm blaming his brother. At his house, so I'm blaming you and your brother. And that's when, with his ex-girlfriend, she gave it to me. So all three are to blame. So we watched, what was it, Bound for Glory? We was watching the TNA pay-per-view. And then she gives it to me, and she was like, because I like a fruitier type drink. She was like, oh, this tastes like fruit drink. It was a watermelon one. I don't even usually drink watermelon drinks, but, I'm drinking it. I get halfway through the tall boy. When I stood up to do something, lied to you not, the whole room did one spin. And then I sat down. I was like, yo, did the room just spin? And I got up again. It spun again. I said, yo,
this actually happened.
I was like, what is in this? And that was my first Four Loko.
This actually happened.
And then that other time when we was hanging out with your dad, and he was out, and then he told us not to drink it. And he's like, nah. And then after that time, I wasn't allowed to drink anymore after that.
That was a funny night when that happened.
But yeah, that was crazy.
Well, hopefully
he said we weren't allowed to drink no more. I felt like I missed calling my dad.
You'll get new drunk memories. So
he said, y'all not supposed to be drinking that shit. I was like, I thought my dad was telling me. He was like, I don't want y'all drinking that. I was like, damn.
Shout out to Pop too.
Yeah.
He had surgery not so long ago.
Well, Pops.
Yeah, he's a big stauncher of this show, and he watches everyone.
Yeah.
Thank you. Glad you well, Pop. He had minor little surgery done, and he's good now. He's home. He's sore, but he home.
Good. But yeah, I know I was I was scared to drink one after that. We had to sneak out. I was like, you ain't gonna see this one.
All right, what we got tonight?
Not much.
Where y'all wanna start with? You want sports? Y'all want?
Do we go with Colorado first?
It depends on where you want to start. You want to start with sports?
Wars?
Yeah, might as well.
Oh man,
let's run with it.
Which one?
Colorado.
That's what they said. Colorado was BT Wars.
Okay.
They had everybody. Key Glock.
Yeah, Key Glock.
Master P. Lil Wayne.
They said they got Kawhi Leonard, and Kawhi Leonard don't even show up to his game. He's showing up to Colorado games, but can't show up to his game.
Oh, that's something I wanted to add in with sports later on too, with the new load management rule.
Yeah,
but we'll get to that.
I love it.
But yeah, Colorado versus Colorado State rivalry game.
Hit him with the pregame though.
What was up in the pregame?
With the whole between the coach, with
Colorado
State's coach.
So
being petty.
I mean, Corey, you're more the sports guy. I can't remember the Colorado State's coach.
Jay Norville.
Light skinned brother. You know, I can't really claim him.
Hold that L. Hold that L.
He got the little curly hair at the top, so he definitely used that pretty Ricky card. And you know, he might have been a little bit of a hater.
He said he looked like the coach, the Dolphins coach. Called him Logic.
I'm gonna call him Mike Tirico now.
That's perfect. I'm
gonna call him Tirico now.
I can't stand Mike Tirico. That's a good one.
Yeah, it might have been a little bit of a hater. Said some stuff about.
He definitely was in his feelings.
So I know he said something about the glasses
and the hat.
I can't. Don't quote me on everything that he said, but I know there was some. You can tell there's tension between the two schools for sure.
Yeah.
I'm sure players said some things as well. I know they talked to Shador. Either way, rivalry. Okay.
Apparently.
Colorado State, Colorado University rivalry game. Wasn't looking good for Colorado early on in the game. First half, maybe even some of that third quarter. But my boy, and before I even get to the comeback of the game, early on, first quarter, whoever the defensive back was for Colorado State does, in my opinion, an ejectable play on
should be suspended for it, man.
Travis Hunter.
That was blatant. And
hitting him after the play's dead, defenseless, and you can look at him and tell
he wanted to do it.
He was like, "Yeah, this is my moment right here," and you can see him throw his whole elbow into his midsection to make sure he felt it. And we don't know when Travis Hunter be back now, but they're projecting at least a few games.
They said about 2 weeks, I think.
They haven't. I don't think they ever gave a official diagnosis yet, but obviously took him out of the game. Did not get ejected. I don't know, guys, how you feel about it, but to me, that looked ejectable to me.
It was. I mean, there was a game that happened earlier when the guy got hit. And he got ejected for it, but he didn't. It was a game earlier in the day. I cannot remember who it was.
Yeah, that was a.
But
that hit.
Thing,
at least that guy saw him coming a little bit. This was Travis Hunter had no knowledge of another player about to come and hit him. Yeah. So either way, Colorado State comes back in the fourth quarter to tie the game up. Sorry, not Colorado State. Colorado, led by 98 drive by Shador Sanders, and the boy looked good. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. His composure in the pocket. It may be something with his height. And correct me if I'm wrong, Corey. You're the. I see you as the sports guru over here. Shador looked good to me in the pocket. He can see the field. He not worried about pressure. He feels the pressure, but he don't. Yes.
Brady mode.
Yes. He keeps his head down the field. He can feel the pressure coming from the sides. He'll move out when he needs to, but his head is always looking down the field. And some people you can't teach that to.
No.
Some people it's just something that you built with it or not. And maybe part of his height has to do with it because he can see.
He's what,
over
6'4". Yeah.
He can see over a lot of it, but the presence in that pocket to me was. And don't get me wrong, Colorado State's quarterback did his numbers too.
Yeah.
He because I thought he was going to be a little razzle dazzle at first from a couple of plays early on, but
when Shiloh picked him
up, after that boy came through too. So I'm not going to knock nothing from them. I just didn't care for what number 11 on Colorado State did on that play, and they were being a little chippy. But I get it, rivalry game, but don't be dirty. And to me, number 11 was dirty. I'll let you guys speak your piece on the game, but that's all I really got for it.
I thought it was a good game. I mean, I love a rivalry game. I mean, all that hype, especially when the coach came out earlier in the week and basically told Deion. He said, "I talked to a man when he takes his hat and his glasses off. That's bulletin board material right there. I mean, you calling him out for that. Then on top of that, you got them kids already riled up for a big rivalry game, and it's a whole different atmosphere down in Colorado right now because of Deion. He's literally changed that entire culture.
The most black people in Boulder.
Yeah.
And probably Boulder's
Yeah,
history.
like I said, they ain't seen a whole lot of that up there.
All of them were in the stadium last night.
Yeah. The entire black population of Boulder plus some.
Do they still do the buffalo?
Yeah, they still.
That's like my favorite part. They bring that buffalo out on the field.
That Booker was running with that damn thing. I felt bad for him because I'm like, yo, that thing turned one way.
Yeah, that thing be coming out quick.
It's gonna be a whole. Hove didn't do that, man. But yeah, it was a good game. I liked it. I mean, I enjoyed it. It ended late, but
yeah, it was really late game. It ended pretty late.
Yeah, I was out. I missed the whole
we came
end of it.
Yeah, we came home and it was still on.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, all right.
Went to double overtime eventually with Colorado winning.
Yeah, I didn't even see that till I got home.
Yeah,
I was like, damn, that game's crazy.
Any thoughts, Jason?
Coach Prime's doing what he did over at Jackson State. He's getting eyes on the product. I mean, not that University of Colorado needed eyes like Jackson State did, but they did need eyes because what were they 1-14, 1-11. Like,
so they're already better than they were.
So they've already won triple the games they won last year.
So they technically won the Heisman, the championship,
the play-in tournament,
and
at Beverly.
It's crazy when you start seeing. It's crazy when you start seeing former players become great coaches. Because whatever he's doing is working.
That's going to work better.
Whatever he's saying to him's working. Whatever his mojo, his motif is working. So I'm glad to see it. It's cool. It's cool. And then I seen people in the comments like, "Oh, ain't nobody ever talked about Colorado before. Nobody knew Colorado." I was like, I distinctly remember Colorado from the early. I mean, since what Cordell Stewart. That's the last time they were getting like major attention. But I said I'll always remember that Buffalo coming out on that field. But yeah, I'm happy for him. I think it's dope. It's going to open the door for some other people along the way. And I mean, I got nothing against it. Cool. Now it's not the U, but we 3-0.
Yo, speaking of you, every time I think of them, I just see it like when Michael Irvin was on that speech.
There's a lot of things going on down there.
They wasted him for a few years up there, screaming, hollering, sweating.
You watch they 30 for 30.
Love both of them.
That's my squad, though, man.
Corey, anything?
I like what he's doing. They need it.
Yeah.
Like, I always tell people, I was like, this is going to be, to me, he's going to help ex-players, too. Because, like, them kids are more, ain't nobody. Like, Nick Saban, besides him, the rest of these kids, like a former player I grew up watching on TV, they're going to listen to Deion more than probably a regular.
He got a lot more.
He can come in the room, a household, or whatever. I like what they're doing. Like I said, the only 2 losses I see him that I can guarantee is going to be when they play Oregon and USC. Because I just don't feel like they got enough firepower yet.
Right.
If they get one of them games, then I will be surprised. But
they're gonna be
I think Oregon's gonna be the one.
They're gonna be in a gunfight with Oregon.
Yeah, the Oregon playing. And then I kind of got Shador as like the second quarter. I think Shador's gonna be a first round pick this year.
I think so too.
Yeah.
I think so.
He's gonna be behind old boy from USC though, but he'll be.
He's getting some eyes looked at him now though. Man.
And then he's been like, Brady been mentoring him since he was like 10. So I'm like, damn.
Shit.
Yeah. So speaking of the tension between the coaches, him speaking about the glasses, that company that Deion is partnered with did over $1 million in sales in like a 24-hour period after that.
Who got the last laugh out of it?
And I think I might get me a pair now.
They
looking all right.
To all the students.
This is a classic.
They not.
This is a classic case of he who laughs loudest.
Fool me once. I can't get fooled again.
I just love it. He's got everybody.
I bet Deion saw him things. I know he came out of that tunnel and was like doing the primetime high step.
One of the players when he scored on Florida.
Colorado State. You about to say Florida State?
Yeah. You know what I'm thinking about already. But Colorado State. He did the high step. I said, oh boy.
Game next week, man.
Huh?
Ain't that game next week?
Us and them?
Yeah,
I think so.
I gotta look at
or
the
2
schedule.
weeks from now.
I gotta look at the schedule.
But I like the fact Deion got them all uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Great turnout. I'm pretty sure the ticket prices are probably at an all-time high now.
Oh, they are.
Celebrities, as I mentioned before, celebrities are showing up each week. Rock was there. Offset. A bunch of celebrities. I'm trying to remember.
Stephen A,
Lil
Shannon
Wayne.
Sharp, Lil Wayne, Key Glock,
The Wu-Tang Clan.
Lil Wayne, the Chauncey Billups, Kyle Lowry.
Terrell Owens. He had everybody
Chauncey
in there.
Billups went to that school.
Yeah.
They had everybody in there. Mama there.
So, well, a lot of attention coming to Colorado State, and a part of this, right? If I'm a college team, and part of what you were getting to, Jason, if I'm a college team now and I'm seeing what he's doing, the odds that he's bringing to your program, the amount of money that's probably coming, endorsements. I'm looking at Hayes, a former Hall of Fame winner, is looking to coach. Can I replicate this? Can I get in on some of this?
Yeah, it only depends. Now and then, it depends on the person.
It does. It very much does depend on the person. I can't say anybody. I'm not going to say Antonio Brown could just come in here and be.
Ain't nobody. What?
He would be a wild.
But
coach.
I'm looking at the guy who's running the program now. It's old Titans player.
George. Eddie George. Yeah, he's
Eddie George.
Tennessee State.
Yeah. I saw, it was crazy. I seen him on TV a couple weeks ago. I was like, I didn't even know he was coaching now.
Yeah, I didn't know either.
Yeah.
Trent Dilfer coaching with UAB. I seen.
He is?
Oh
shit.
I mean, I feel like former players are.
You got a lot of them in high school coaching right now.
Yeah, I feel like they're good. They'll make a better coach because they've done it.
Yeah, and the kids gonna listen.
I mean, granted, not all of them going to pan out to be a coach, but like a lot of them, it's different when you've played the game and you understand the game from the inside,
right?
And
I know there's something about Deion Sanders that's a little bit different. He's in an echelon with a player that also brings charisma.
Charismatic.
A lot of charisma.
Right.
Before him, you ain't know who a cornerback was like that.
Nope.
So there is something different with him that also makes odds go towards him than you would say for some other players. So.
That dude was a beast as an athlete. Though,
was he our last dual sports star?
I don't know about the last, but he is the only one to do a Super Bowl and a World Series.
In the same year.
I can't remember.
Huh?
I don't think I remember another NFL MLB after him.
No, it was just him and Bo Jackson at one point.
He played one game. He played a baseball game. And then he played a football game. Then he flew.
No, he played he played the football game in Miami for the Falcons. Then he went and played the Pirates on the Braves. Yeah. You right?
Yeah.
And that's hard to do. It's hard enough to play one professional. good enough to play one professional sport, let alone he playing two.
It made it look easy.
Yeah.
So,
it's crazy. He actually wanted to play baseball more than football.
Yeah, and he keeps saying baseball was harder for some reason.
Yeah, that's why I saw. Yeah, he said hitting the ball was harder.
That's why
I always thought Deion could have ran track for the Olympics, though.
He did. He ran track after shit. So that's why he's great. I say probably the best football player ever.
I be trying to forget that he played at Florida State though. I be trying to put that.
That's when he had the curl and it looked wet, but it was dry. As he says,
he had the Luther curl. It was like halfway there, but not all the way there. I just love when he said, "This is my house."
I like when he be like, "Hit
he
my theme music."
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Hit my theme music. That's it.
Theme music. Speaking of Florida State,
what else?
I mean, they ranked high, but they almost lost to Boston College yesterday, but
they should have lost.
They should have lost. I was so mad. I was so mad, but yeah.
There were some good games.
Yeah, man.
There were some good games.
We still in that phase where the scores is basketball scores, though. But
yeah,
that ends after September. That's when you start seeing conference play.
Yeah,
separate the men from the boys.
Yeah.
All right. What else we got in sports while we're here?
I guess we shoot on this load management thing.
I'm with it.
We could transition into anything NFL.
Oh, they played again this week.
Let's stay on football.
They do that every week.
Every week.
Every Sunday.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah. Sometimes
big news.
Mondays there, even sometimes on Saturday.
Damn.
Yeah.
I didn't even watch nothing.
But
this week,
I think the biggest news out of this past week,
Aaron Rodgers
tearing his Achilles. Game 1, 4 plays in, I believe. Four plays in.
Yeah, 4 plays in.
What turned out to be a great game. Turned out to be a very good game.
Jets still won.
Yes. Crazy overtime.
But you have to,
yes.
look at that team a little different now without Aaron Rodgers.
It's called just in the season.
With Aaron Rodgers on the team, aspirations is Super Bowl, right?
They gave up all them picks for him.
With it is a competing team, but we'll see how well they fare, especially in the conference the division that they're in.
Right.
That's whew. Ooh.
That's a big blow.
I don't have nothing against Aaron Rodgers. It's just I wish, especially as a 49ers fan, some things played differently.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Now, here's the question I was going to ask. Now, do y'all think the league should just get rid of all of this artificial turf and just start using natural grass?
So that is an argument, right?
Yeah, I'm for it, man. They need grass.
I think they should let the players vote.
Yeah,
if the players are going to be the ones running on it, and they all uncomfortable saying they're uncomfortable playing on it, then get rid of it. What's the point?
And they said the other issue is everybody's the ones that do have AstroTurf, they don't even all have the same quality. You know, like it'd be a different situation if it were some sort of integrity or standard of AstroTurf. Like, hey, if you have AstroTurf, we're using this type, this texture, this whatever, however they grade or make AstroTurf. And if it was uniform across the league for all the ones using AstroTurf, it's a
Astro World,
AstroTurf, Astro Boy. But it would be different. But I think and I think the other argument was the fact that they brought in the grass for what, soccer?
Yeah, I think
they brought in the grass for soccer
game.
But didn't want to do it for the football. So I mean, I think the players.
I'm only saying it because I had an Achilles injury, and that ain't nothing to be messing with.
Well, the Players Association, they already put out a statement. So
yeah, they need to switch. I mean, they need grass because you're going to be sliding, you're going to need to pivot.
if the earth that I'm playing on cannot maintain its structure, if I'm moving left to right or front to back, then we don't need to be playing on it. No. I remember seeing somebody, I can't remember who it was, maybe it might have been Zach Wilson, when he got up off the ground, all you saw was like little black specks all in his face, and they were saying, that's from the turf that they put down, it just kicks up. I'm like, that ain't really a good look then if the ground is breaking up like that.
Well, the other problem is it won't move, so they're playing it in.
It's basically like concrete.
So it's like carpeting. I have AstroTurf at my job on the playground. We don't have grass. We have AstroTurf. That shit uncomfortable as a motherfucker. It's the worst. Like, you could get full on rug burns on it. Like, it's terrible. Like, I've broken skin and took skin straight off just from sliding on it. Mm-hmm. But I'm just praying that the NFL ain't using no type of AstroTurf that's like that, because it's terrible at my job. So I can only imagine trying to play football on it. I mean, I feel I agree. If the players want it changed and everybody's agreeing, because it's not a money thing. Y'all got the money to.
They clearly do.
Bring in whatever. But I think that was an issue. I think that soccer was being played there, and they brought in grass for the soccer game.
Yeah, and then switched back to the.
So, I mean, hey.
Well, if you're a Jets fan, my condolences. But that is the life. That is the life of sports and athletes, and injuries do occur. It sucks, especially with Achilles. You don't know how you're gonna come back and perform after such thing. But hopefully he does make a good recovery. I would like to see him get one more good year.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's planning on coming back because was he on a 2-year contract?
Yeah.
He's supposed to be mentoring Zach Wilson too. Yeah. So see how that plays.
But anything else football? Am I missing?
No.
Keep up with your own teams. I ain't gonna throw no shots this week.
I don't know if my team played this week.
Maybe not.
My guys played Thursday night, and they skated away with one though.
Yeah, that game was getting kind of tight. Man.
I know. I was sitting there watching. I was like,
I love and I hate football. I love it, but I hate it.
Yeah, that's what keeps you back every year.
It's that time of year though. So,
all right, let's transition to basketball.
Load management.
So, I don't know the whole particulars, okay? From what I understand, there is
it's being voted on, I think.
There is an idea
they pass it. All right.
to have star players, not being able to sit out. I can't remember the stipulation. If anybody knows, please chime in on here. But there is a minimum, I believe now.
It's 2 players. They can't wrestle
on the same night.
Only one can rush.
But I also thought it was some other stipulation.
No, so if you scored, LeBron only one that meets the criteria. So if you scored, was it 35K points or something? You had to make it. I was reading it and I was like, oh shit, ain't nobody gonna meet that.
So that's my concern now. What do we classify as a star? So if there is a criteria,
you gotta make all NBA. That's what it was. If you made all NBA,
you gotta play 6 or 5 games.
Yeah. Mugs coming out like, yo, man, I'm just a role player. I'm sitting down.
The thing is, some of them games is tied into some of these guys is on bonuses and stuff,
right?
Like MVP and all that. That's where I think they was trying to hit the players at it. Cause
what thing you gotta look at it, they protect him because you hear some fans, bitch.
Yeah.
Oh, I spent money to come see such.
I mean,
he ain't playing, and then you gotta remember the ESPN and TNT paying you $9 billion
to show these
games, and then you got them sitting out. So I understood where it was coming from.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd be mad if I came to watch the Bulls and Mike sitting on the bench. And
well, I do appreciate some of the players. I think I heard Edwards. What's his first name? Anthony Edwards come out and say something along those lines. Well, if I'm able to play, I'm gonna play because people come out here to pay their money to come watch us play.
I'm tickets ain't cheap, man.
Because I understand even if you're not fully injured but you're nursing, you're like, yo, my knee's acting up. I'm nursing something. I don't want to make it worse. Then you sitting out. You're not fully injured, but you're nursing something. You want to sit out, give it another day to see how you feel. But
they just wasn't playing at all.
100% healthy, just like,
I have a feeling
Kawhi.
Damian Lillard may be inadvertently affected by this.
Yep.
I got a feeling they're not going to want to, especially if they lose a lot early on, they have a tendency to shut them down. And if there is trade talks that happen, that resume before the trade deadline, I don't know how much playing time they actually are going to give him, depending on their record.
That whole situation going to get nasty before he'd even start. I mean, they got to trade him now.
Which is also, I found that Chauncey Billups and Kyle Lowry sitting next to each other at the Colorado game. A little interesting. He's the coach of the Portland Trail Blazers, and I believe in order to get Damian Lillard to Miami, Kyle Lowry will have to be a part of some sort of move. So I found that a little interesting that they were chit-chatting it up together while they were there. Yeah. I'm not speculating anything, but, it's just circumstances that made it a little funny.
It's apparent, yeah.
I agree. Let them play. I think we really didn't get into this until the last decade, right?
Yeah.
With players sitting
I never heard of it
and
before.
balancing, load management, whatever you want to call it.
Somebody sitting was injured. Like, that's
Right.
It originated with the Spurs.
Yeah, Popovich.
You're right.
He sent the whole starting team.
Yeah, he did it a couple times.
Yeah, and that pissed everybody off. Because he was doing it. He was doing it to an extreme almost too. Like the whole starter team wasn't playing. It got
the whole team.
TV and they not playing nobody.
That was
TNT, right?
That was a little extreme.
TNT started saying stuff about it.
That's messing with their money. I mean, they paying all this money to show these games, and they ain't showing up.
And these players are making a lot of money to play these games too.
Yep.
So.
And you want to watch them. Like, I'm not watching the game to watch the bench play.
You don't have to play the entire game,
yeah.
but you can get out there and put up a couple shots before you sit back down. And again, unless you're nursing something, I totally understand it. But if you're healthy and you just don't want to play the second game or the first game of a back-to-back, then
I mean, my thing is, this is what you sign up for. You know what you're getting into.
You condition on your off season. You do all this stuff so that you can play like it's a long season.
Zion, we looking at you. You can do all the stuff in the off season. You can get a lot of activity in the off season. A lot of activity in the off season.
Physicality.
Don't tell me you can't do it in the regular season.
Extracurricular.
You've been going the extra mile in the off season.
More than a mile.
Yeah, I'd be mad if I went to a game and the guy I came or the people I came to see aren't playing. Like, for what?
Okay.
That's a lot of money. That's worse than that one concert we went to.
Oh, Noriega. sung half or a quarter of like 10 songs and then left with all the girls. I don't want to know what to call it. It has been approved, Corey?
Yeah.
Okay.
Board of Governors agreed to it.
Oh, they did?
So,
wow.
We'll see how it plays out this season. Season starts up next month. So,
and then it's got
training camp starts this week.
Yeah, we should be getting preseason.
Kawhi Leonard going to be the first NBA player to go on FMLA.
October 5th is the first game for preseason.
And it's got to feel crazy as some people are just competitors. Like, I'm like, I don't want to sit. Why am I sitting down? Like, I want to play. Like, you want to play when you can play.
Man, watch. Kawhi Leonard is going to be the first player to use FMLA in the NBA.
He said, how many sick days I got?
He counting them down, too.
Anything else in sports I'm missing?
What else? One other thing. Our man today watched the WNBA game.
Said I wasn't fucking with y'all with this shit.
After the football game, I may or may not have watched.
Okay. So did you? So
how did you?
Don't do it.
All right. What else we got?
Yeah.
Are we done with sports?
Yeah, please. I'm saving you this week, please. Anything in sports?
Nothing else in sports, right? All right.
I'm saving both of y'all.
Don't lump me in this.
What's next?
That's the problem. All right. Let's transition. What's on that list, man? I don't have it in front of me.
Not the NBA. WNBA. You want to get into some wrestling, or you want to go movies?
Let's talk movies first, because we might spend some time on wrestling. So let's get some of the other miscellaneous stuff out the way.
Fantastic Four, the cursed production.
Between that and Blade, I don't know.
Yeah, man,
they neck and neck.
Written by the same people.
Right. It might be artificial intelligence.
So we have yet another director dropping out of the Fantastic Four project.
Matt Shankman.
Yeah, I was about to ask you what the name was because I surely didn't know.
Matt Shankman. He actually did WandaVision, and he did the first 2 episodes of that Monarch show that they said was pretty good.
Okay.
Apparently he saw the script as well and said that it needed changes. Marvel refused. That's the word going around. So he basically said it was creative differences. Right. They don't even know what the hell they're doing with it right now. So Who knows when it's going to start?
Well, they got time to figure it out. I figure the once this strike is over, it's going to be a mad rush to trying to get stuff completed because I feel there's going to be a little gap of either stuff they had in the tank that they was unshaking using, and by them I mean just studios in general. So, there needs to be content put out, right? So we're looking at Netflix, we're looking at Disney, we're looking at all these streaming services. At some point, if nothing gets worked on, what are they going to put out to keep people interested? Even TV shows on regular cable, right?
It's messing with talk shows now as well.
So at some point, when the stuff gets approved, I'm pretty sure there's probably going to be a rush to, all right, let's get this going, let's get this going, because we got timelines we push back that we got to get the ball rolling on.
Well, a lot of stuff, it's going to get delayed.
Well, yeah, I'm pretty sure everything that we thought passed this year has been delayed however long from their original
They're
plan
looking
date.
at some stuff that was probably going to come out now, maybe 2026, 2027. That's how.
Yeah, but there still needs to be something, right, in this void, and I got a feeling there are projects and stuff that they might have passed on, that there's this holding on that probably will see the light of day now.
Leave an haircut.
Yeah.
I think low key was
Batgirl.
Right. Stuff that they were
done.
Turning their nose up at before. Now they're looking at them like,
shit
hey,
out.
I
Put
think,
it out.
and I think this is
I'm
why
gonna
pro
make a
wrestling.
grape drink.
But I really think this is why pro wrestling is getting the numbers that they're getting right now, because they're the only entertainment show that's putting out new content.
That's why the actors are coming back to pro.
Yeah,
Look,
that's a whole.
Dave Bautista say, so my schedule's clear, so
I get a check.
if y'all want me to come do something, hey, I'll come through. So,
But they got time to figure it out before.
They'll be all over it by the end of the year. I just think they all know. Them studios know, we got a whole bunch of movies coming out to the end of the year. But when it gets around November, they just gonna start. They'll break. And I think they'll just meet in the middle.
Yep.
They got to.
Yeah, because at some point,
because you can't go 2024 still on strike.
and we don't know nothing about 2024 right
That's
now.
what I'm saying.
I thought Aquaman was coming out next year, but now it's this year.
Say,
So now I'm like, damn, what's 24 got?
they said put it down and shoot. Yeah, it's coming.
And 24 looked like a big question mark for blockbusters right now.
Speaking of Aquaman, there was a trailer that came out.
We talked about it a little bit.
We did, but it was like the teaser before the teaser. But now that it all set in,
Actual
and we
trailer.
all have seen it. How's everybody looking about it?
I'm gonna definitely watch it.
I'm gonna go see it.
Looks good.
It looks good.
Looks good.
Debuting on Max.
It do look good though. I mean,
Looks good.
Yeah.
Better than I
I'll probably look at it.
suspected.
I don't say DC can always cut a bomb trailer for a movie,
Just like
though.
Flash.
and then the movie be something totally different.
I think it showed me enough where I don't need to see another trailer. I'll enjoy the movie. Flash, I think a little bit too much, and part of it is because they had no press, right? They couldn't do nothing to promote the movie, so all they kept doing was every couple of weeks we got a new Flash trailer, and after a while you start putting the trailers together, you kind of got the
watch out a
movie.
piece of the movie.
You kind of figured out the movie, so this I think won't be bad, and we're September about to go in October, and it comes out basically 2 months or a little over 2 months, so I'm cool with it.
Yeah.
I'm cool with it.
Speaking of DC, so I went out last night. On my way to go pick up Cap, I was watching Justice League came on. What was that? TBS, TNT.
Why?
It came on after because I watched the end of Collision.
Oh, okay.
So then Justice League comes on. It's the part where he's going to go get Aquaman. He's talking to him. Doesn't go well. So then the next person up was he's getting ready to go after Barry Allen. So then I cut the TV off, go pick him up. Why? Hours later, get back home. End of the night, I turn on the TV. It's at the same exact spot it was at
It was meant to be.
When I was, that's what he said. He said, "Yo, they put it on. They put it on pause for me. Yeah, it was at the same exact spot. Came home, turned on the TV. It's on the same exact spot. I was like, damn, y'all don't want me to watch Justice League that bad, man. But I don't like that one. It's got to be Snyder's cut for me.
Yeah. It's hard for me to watch. I haven't watched the Snyder cut again, but I will try to give it one more watch. I really enjoyed the Snyder cut. It's just that I don't have 4 hours to dedicate like that. So.
I mean, watch it as it was intended. 2 movies.
Yeah, I might even. I appreciate that they broke it up into 4 chapters.
Yeah.
So I might just watch a chapter a day, something like that one day, and let it go again. Anything else in movies that happened this week? It's a pretty dry week, right?
Yeah, it's been a really
your boy dropped a movie on Friday, man. Jason Statham. Expendables 4.
Oh, so speaking of, yes, Expendables 4 this Friday.
Who's going? I'm going to see it.
I don't know about it yet.
I am just because I didn't see.
I seen the first 3 in theaters. It's just I don't know.
That's what I'm at.
You know what ruined movies like that for me? Fast and Furious. That's Fast X. I can't do them no more.
That was like
I can't do them no more, man.
I think this year that probably was the most.
I still don't know how you watch Meg.
I like sharks.
I don't know if I could do it.
I like sharks.
I might try it. Is Dolph Lundgren back in it?
Is it?
No, I think he died.
I can't see it.
He died in one of them. I don't remember.
Lundgren?
It's been a long time.
No.
I don't remember seeing him in the trailer. I got to rewatch the trailer.
He's in it. Yeah, he's in it. Yeah,
okay.
Supposedly.
Jet Li not in it.
No, he's not in it.
This one got 50 Cent in it.
He replaced Terry Crews.
They got the Ong Bak dude, I think.
Yeah. No, yeah. Yeah, I don't know who's in this one now.
I just know Megan Good in it somehow. I don't know when she became.
That's why I'm like, this movie's gonna bomb.
Maybe because of Transformers. I don't know.
My favorite movie with Megan Good is Forever Biker Boys.
I never seen it.
Oh, you never seen Biker Boys?
It was good.
The Black Biker Boys movie.
Biker Boys got Lawrence Fishburne. It's got Megan Good. It's got
not Megan Good. Sorry, not Megan Good. I messed up. Megan Fox.
Oh yeah, Megan.
That's
Fox.
what I'm thinking in my head. That's what I said. Black Biker Boys. She was in that movie.
She was in that one, but that's a different one.
Yeah. Megan Fox. So sorry.
Megan Fox. Okay.
She's in it.
I like her as April O'Neil.
I want to see it. I just really think after the second movie, I was good.
Yeah, I like the first one. I like Stone Cold in the first one when he smacked. He was wild in that first one. And Mr. Long got it in at the.
That was a good fight.
Toward the end.
That was a nice little fight that they did on there.
John Claude came back in that one. Was that the second one?
Second
one. Enjoyed that. They did all right. I just don't know if I got it in for me. The third one was
Third one was a total letdown, man.
And I feel like this one might be a part 3. Just
watch this one.
Double time.
My expectations for it was going to be low, and it ended up being entertaining.
Yeah, if I ain't got nothing to do.
But I don't care anything. I think when we saw that Fast and Furious, that was probably like
I still think I got
that was the movie of the year. That wasn't.
I'll wait till it come out on HBO.
It's on the Peacock network now too.
Or Peacock. Yeah. So speaking of Peacock, actually, this Friday, The Continental comes out.
Yes.
I think it's a 3-part series every Friday. But starting this Friday, episode 1 will be out. That I'm looking forward to that.
I want to see that myself too. It looks good though.
Yeah, it does.
All right. Anything else? Movies, TV related? I cannot think of anything for the life.
They still on strike right now. So
okay. Dry period.
Support your local writers and actors and all that other stuff.
Okay. Jason,
I'm trying to think.
I know you're waiting for the Marvels, but other than that, I don't think we got much. What's transition? Let's transition to wrestling. A lot of stuff happened.
So Jade Cargill.
You like Jade though, right?
I do like Jade Cargill. Let's start with Jade Cargill. So wrestling wise,
What happened over the past week?
We may have seen Jade Cargill's last match in AEW. I mean, I'm pretty sure it's her last match.
Yeah.
In AEW, and the rumor is that she's going over to WWE, and she's going to be at the Performance Center this week. I like to see her get cleaned up, performance wise.
Has the appearance.
She has the look.
The look to look. Be whatever you want her to be in wrestling.
And she has the charisma too.
Yes. The thing that you can tell she is lacking is the experience.
Mm-hmm. That's not her fault.
It is not her fault.
No. You kind of threw her into the fire.
Yes. And I think AEW's rationale was, let's just put her with a bunch of jobbers. Hopefully she gets better over time. That may not have been the best strategy.
No.
And I was looking at that last match with Statlander, and I'm like,
But she looked better, though.
She looked a lot better, though.
She looked better with strap.
Some of it just still, maybe it's just women's division AEW. I'm not sold on yet.
Nobody is.
I have not seen, other than, and even Toni Storm has some moments where I'm like, shit, that's a little sloppy. But there are some good. What happened to her? There's a short black girl in AEW that used to rock with Toni Storm, and they had a good. What was her name?
Was it Red?
You're not talking about Red Velvet, are you?
Is it Red Velvet? No. What's the other one?
Kiera Hogan.
It's either Kiera Hogan or Red Velvet. One of them was real good. And I seen that she just fell off. Fell off the whole
show. You talking about Laura Winslow? That's what you talking about. Red Velvet.
Red Velvet. Okay, but she was real good, and I never seen her again.
Whatever happened to Serena Deeb?
She got fired.
Oh, did she?
What?
Yeah, I just thought about it just because I was trying to figure out. I was trying to figure out who was real good technicians there. Did she? Damn.
Yeah, I haven't seen her.
She got fired for rudeness.
And so, but in all honesty, Jade needs some polishing.
And remember, they had that one girl, Hirsch. I forget her first name. Something Hirsch.
Oh, Chad Gable.
Layla Hirsch.
Yeah, Chad Gable, girl form.
All right, see.
But I think this is I wouldn't say it's a big loss, but yeah, you can say it's a big loss.
She's the biggest name they had in that division.
I mean, she has the look, the WWE look. The girl looks like a comic book character.
Yeah.
Well, the first time I ever saw her, she was Storm
outfit. And I can just see the WWE marketing machine really pushing her.
And not even that. The matches, the faces that you compare with her.
And they're going to make her look good.
Mm-hmm.
Right, exactly. And
she'll get the experience.
And this is part of the issue that she had in AEW. Who did she face in AEW? Who was the memorable Jade Cargill? Was it the Taya Valkyrie? Like, what is Jade Cargill?
That was horrible.
Right?
Her memorable match is that mixed tag match.
With Shaq.
Right. And then when you had Cody and Red Velvet.
I think that would make her look a lot better.
But now you get to pair her with somewhat known women talent.
Touch Bailey,
and them girls
Charlotte. Bailey, Charlotte.
Because you know what I don't want to happen.
Rhea, you getting Asuka. All these women who are proven names in wrestling, you now get to pair her with and help her along her path.
And Neidhart would be a good
and her legend of however they bill her, but you're gonna make her into something that AEW just wouldn't allow her to be.
I'm gonna put my hand down.
Go ahead.
And I'm glad you said the names that you said, because one of the things I always get annoyed every time when they were talking about Jade going to WWE, they're like, oh, she could fight the EST, which would be cool, but I don't ever understand why when a big black star goes over, you automatically want them to face another big black star. I'm like, yo, come on.
That's who she compared to. Though.
That's what I would say. Is
that's the money match.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's the. But I don't want it to be like, oh, I don't think she comes over, she got to face another black woman real quick.
I think WWE is smart enough to say, yeah, let's not make that
be a bodyguard the first few months.
Because I don't want Io Sky to come over there like, oh, Io Sky, you got to face Asuka. You know,
I think they're going.
We know it's going to be eventual.
And they waited time before they did that.
And then because what I would want to see is Jade and Rhea Ripley, because just a size wise,
right?
They're similar.
Yeah.
Like, ooh, she's a big.
They have big girls in WWE that she can match. Wait till what's her name comes back from the injury from NXT.
If they smart,
who?
Nikita Lyons.
Nikita Lyons. She coming up to WWE. Wait till she come back. And all of them are in that ring. This is the sweat. The sweat just keep coming down.
I'm going to have to take a moment.
It's going to be all of them. It's going to be crazy in the women's division in WWE.
Like, don't shake my hand.
It's going to be crazy in the WWE women's division.
The views and expressions.
And I'm thinking about the talent that they already had, right? And now with her, and really, I'm looking at AEW's women's division, and I was like, well, who is competing? And that's one thing I didn't care for about AEW is their women's divisions, is that who in AEW's divisions are comparison to WWE, and it's really just Toni Storm, Saraya, Britt Baker, and Jade Cargill.
And you put them over there now, they couldn't hack it.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And I know they're really trying to get Statlander over.
And Statlander is not getting over because this whole Jade Cargill thing did not run right between them. Now you had her lose to her twice just because she's leaving, and you're trying to solidify Statlander as the... But we all now know the only reason you did that is because Jade leaving. Yeah. And y'all wanted to make it seem like, oh, Shawn Michaels had to lose to...
right. The champ. Bret Hart.
Bret Hart had to lose to Shawn Michaels before he left. And that's all they're doing. And she's not it.
I didn't like the fact how they did. Now, all this time, Britt Baker ain't been in the ring with Jade Cargill. All that little group.
The whole other Wednesday night show.
You protected from Jade Cargill, even though Jade Cargill's been on Dynamite.
Yep.
Before Rampage came, she was on Dynamite. And at no point did they touch, never had a match, never crossed paths.
Nothing.
And now as soon as she going out the door, now all of a sudden Britt Baker's challenging Statlander for the TBS title. Why wasn't you challenging for the TBS title when Jay had it?
Right.
To me, they did her a total disservice, man. A total disservice. I'm glad she's going. Honestly.
You saying this is
it was fun. It's funny how
you said, man, it ain't her fault.
It's funny how it went down though, just because Jada just put out that statement about how much she gets along with Tony Khan, and she talks to him all that because people were questioning whether she was even coming back or was she done wrestling. Mm-hmm. And she was talking about how they had such a great relationship and they're very open and all that. And then she gets back, does the job, and it's like, I'm out, y'all.
Yeah, I want to see it officially in the, stated that she's no longer on the roster, so I'm gonna give it about.
She cleared her whole thing. I showed them that night.
I'll know for sure when I give it a week or two and I look at their roster and see if her.
Her name. That hug.
That's massive.
The hug and the cry in the ring.
It did solidify it.
Yeah, she
and
hugged
they just
her.
bought a house in Orlando. Brandon Phillips is her husband.
Yeah, that man.
Okay. Then yeah.
So she's starting there this week.
Okay.
And that household is not hurting.
Then yeah.
Side
that's
note,
good. A hit to AEW.
Side note, I like her because I follow her on Instagram. So I watch some of her lives. She seems like a real cool, down to earth person. Like I was watching when she was on her trip. She was over in Italy with the family, so she was live streaming, and like you got to see her in family mode, like with her family. But she was still Jade, but she was cool and like real polite, real nice to people coming by. But like it's kind of cool to see them in their actual normal, everyday family life, and it was cool to be able to watch that, get behind the forefront.
I think it's give her some time with Natty Neidhart. I mean, she'll get polished real quick.
Why?
I love Natty.
I like Natty.
That bitch don't need me on TV.
And then earlier you were talking about there's some big girls in WWE, not in a negative connotation, but one big girl came back.
She did.
About to hurt.
About
to hurt the star in the women's division
already.
Yeah, I don't know what that was about.
Apparently, she did a squash.
Yeah,
She came
is
down.
she bitter?
I watched.
Why was it accident?
I watched Stevie Richards break down, like, he does some videos like what went wrong. He calls it what went wrong.
Mm-hmm.
And then he was just talking about, he's like, when she did the Samoan drop off the rope.
Yeah, so we're referring to Nia Jax, ladies and gentlemen.
I didn't know he was going to say her name. She's supposed to hold on to the ropes, you know, so that when you're landing, you're not putting your full weight on. She dropped all the way down on her, let go of the ropes. So that's all weight.
Yeah.
And then she's sitting on her breasts. And then, you know, a lot of those girls there have breast implants. Not sure if Rhea does, but a lot of them have breast implants. So one of the things they say is you're not supposed to do things that are direct impact or landing on their breasts, because you could pop, you know, pop one of their implants. And then it was the whole slapping her while she was down, because psychology-wise,
crazy.
Psychology-wise, you're messing. That's the big bad champion, and now you then came back. You did the head. You should have just left it at the headbutt. You did the headbutt. She's rolling around. You know, you do your thing, but just psychology-wise, you did the headbutt. Then you did the Samoan drop on her. And then, it's not even a Samoan drop, is it? It's, the bonsai drop. And then
she like
on top of that, you're smacking her. That's it. Just wrestling psychology wise, that's kind of like, damn, this is the top heel woman's champion right now, and you're kind of, you know, like you're toying with her.
Yeah,
but
they're not even gonna have a program.
We know, you know what you get with her though.
Yeah. I mean,
that's why I don't know why they brought her
landing though, man, because she came like a pancake, man. Just like
that's a lot of women to be dropping on.
Yeah, I didn't agree with the smacking part at the end.
Yeah,
I didn't agree with her landing on her. Period.
You know, botch your landing or whatever, but to compound it with smacking me in my face, like full smacks, it wasn't even.
Well, you remember
like
her
a block it. They wasn't even like able to like fake a slap to the neck. It was all in her face going. And I was like, yeah, if I got back up, I'm whooping your ass in the back.
Like her and Charlotte part 2.
Yeah.
that match is hilarious. I go back and watch that every now and then.
Yeah.
But she's back, so.
Yeah, we'll see what happens with that. Also, WWE, SmackDown. Finally watched SmackDown. I'm glad I did. And I turned it on too late.
I didn't make it.
But, boy, oh boy. The unexpected return of The Rock.
They had a good Friday night.
They make movies. The pop that happened was insane. I think nobody in Denver expected it to happen. People at home wasn't expecting it to happen. But they said that it got viewed like a ridiculous amount of times in 24 hours. Now I saw like a 90-something million views in a 24-hour period. 4 years, how long it's been since The Rock's been there, but people been wanting it. I think it's been especially with the bloodline stories that's been happening.
Well, he kind of put it out there.
Kind of was speculating when with The Rock if he would return. So I'll let you guys speak your piece on it.
Well, apparently, I guess he was on Pat McAfee's show and pretty much said what had happened. That they was going to. I guess they agreed to a fight last year, but they said the timing of it wasn't right because I guess that merger that was going down. And he said that it looked like Philly was free and he had an opening right now. So who knows what's going to happen? So between now and Mania season, so
yeah. And so we also had the return of John Cena a couple of weeks ago, and now with CM Punk departing AEW as well, speculation is that within the next 2 months CM Punk may be also showing his face in WWE. And now I'm thinking back, these past 2 or 3 weeks since All In,
their company been on fire.
The tide has turned so much in WWE's favor. From numbers being miscalculated about All In.
Yeah, they inflated them.
to losing 2 key stars to now Cena and The Rock's back. And gaining the 2 stars you lost. The tide has shifted in WWE's favor right now.
Let alone they say AEW's road shows ain't selling too good either. They saying that their house shows is not doing really good.
We'll be there in October.
Well, I think that's the actual Rampage that day. But sorry, whatever they call it, Dynamite Rampage. But
dark.
You know,
they got some momentum going in their corner, right?
Who?
McMahon and
So that's what I was saying. That's what I was saying. WWE has a lot of momentum in their favor right now.
Still is. They only brought 17%.
Yeah, he's himself is a little over 16%.
Oh. No, Vince has 34%. Go read it. I've put it in the group. He owns 34% still.
Okay.
He's still making.
And they only basically. He made it on paper when all that stuff came out. The way how they worded it made
he insured himself.
Yeah, he insured himself. So basically, they just brought 17%. He still owns 34%.
Then maybe I read it backward.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then he's over both companies. So basically, Ariel you could say, I would invest in this company. He invested in Vince McMahon company, and then now he's letting Vince run UFC and WWE. But he said he's not going to touch UFC.
But he can make a suggestion if he wants to. And
certain fights and shit he want to see.
And they said Punk has a good relationship with Endeavor.
Yeah.
Those people over there, so.
There is obviously a conversation that needs to be had, regardless Vince McMahon or not. And I think Vince McMahon also can see that bringing Punk in would be good for the product. And I don't know who else has voting control at this moment in time, but other people I would assume will also be.
They ain't gonna miss out
considering this. So.
That's for business.
So
yeah, it's like people online really thinking that Punk's never gonna get a gig again. I'm like,
yeah,
y'all know who he is.
And who's to say conversations weren't already had, and part of this whole play out is because of that. We know that he showed up to a WWE event. Last year,
we talked.
Said he squashed beef with
Miz and Hunter. Supposedly,
he's like, "Yo, these motherfuckers done suspended me, dog."
All I can say is it's a good time to be a WWE fan, and I did see a comment saying that WWE fans kind of needed this from the past month or so.
Yeah, after
with
Bray,
some of the losses that they had happened, and. Rock coming out and certain people returning, Cena and possibly CM Punk, is a good time for this to happen. So I'm excited. I'm a Rock fan.
And also wanted to say shout out to The Rock for coming out with the statement and apology in connection with the
Maui thing.
With the Maui. I don't know if you heard, him and Oprah caught backlash because they were on asking people to donate, and people were like, you got millions. Right. You got these millionaires asking us to donate, but Rock. Now Oprah kind of. I got my own opinions on who Oprah is and how she is, but that's neither here nor there. But she kind of played it out the way I expected her to play it out. But The Rock came out and he apologized, and pretty much saying, like he worded it bad, and he gave millions.
Yeah.
Of course, but just the way he came out, worded it, and what he did and said, just wasn't. Pretty much said it wasn't a good look, and he'll be better next time. Which I appreciate that. Exactly. Like you coming out saying they're like, yo, I understand it's a backlash. It's a backlash, and you just instead of getting defensive, you just saying like, yo, you taking the criticism like, yeah, I could have said that better. I could have did this better. I'll do it better next time.
Yeah.
No respect.
Shout out to him though, man.
He was also helping support Bray Wyatt's family.
Yeah,
and he gave a lot of money to them writers and the actors strike too. He's donated. They said a significant amount of money.
Regardless of the Black Adam debacle,
he's putting his money where his mouth.
I feel like he's a genuine good guy though. I always got the vibe that he wasn't.
I never
like a
got
fake.
any other.
I always got the cool like he a good guy vibe.
Yeah.
I was kind of liking Young Rock for a little bit. It was a pretty decent.
They canceled that too. Man.
Yeah. To this day, I say that's one of the best, like biographical castings I've ever seen in a show. Like the people they got to play the different wrestlers from the past was like
spot
amazing.
on.
Because I'm like, damn, like yo, they really got people that really look like or resemble the people from who are a lot of them no longer here.
Yeah.
So. Yeah.
Hey, he did his homework.
So shout out to The Rock. You a good guy. Great guy. If you want to come on the podcast, yo, you know where we at. WATCH Hardy RZ. Come on, Rock. We got space for you.
Oh, right here. We'll do it right here.
Am I missing anything else in the wrestling in the past week?
I think we're.
I feel like I'm missing something.
I do feel like I'm missing something as well. I just can't think of it.
What, wrestling?
Are they ever gonna be able to get what's the name over?
Who's that?
Nah, I know this Caps boy, but Austin Theory. I saw the meme. I said y'all ignorant. They was like,
no, I think he needs to sit in that for a little bit and figure out how to get the heat bigger.
I feel like he has the look.
He definitely has a look.
And I say he could talk. You know, he's not a terrible talker. Definitely has the in-ring ability.
Yep.
You think it's a gimmick issue? Like, what do you think? Like, I know that you like him. Austin Theory.
Well, y'all talking about it. So
he said he ain't here.
To me, he's worked. Come on, man. He's worked. What do you work with, Vince?
Yeah.
Then he turned around. He had an interaction with Austin. Then you turn around. He had an interaction with Cena. Then you had another interaction with The Rock. You don't put nobody in those spots.
Yeah.
If you don't believe in the kid.
Yeah.
That's how I look at it. Nobody else. Who did that? In the past, and he did that what? In less than a year?
Yeah.
Basically a year and a half?
Yeah.
Over did that though.
And then the Rock wasn't even guaranteed to show up. That was a last minute thing.
Had to do a whole show rewrite.
And he said he wanted to go out there and work with the Kid Theory.
Yeah.
I think they obviously see him
because I seen the
as a face of the future, and they're doing what they can to increase his value. I think he doesn't have the heat that we see that Dominic Mysterio has, right?
Yeah.
So
that's
we don't
my favorite heel right now.
right. So we're trying to compare him when it comes to heel wise, like even Miz, but Miz I felt built that up to where he is now. It wasn't an overnight thing for Miz. Miz was not liked for a long time, and then it became just boo Miz every time he comes out. He's still somewhat of a fresh face.
It might just be he hasn't had that opponent yet. You know, some people like even with what's the name, LA Knight.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he was there, LA Knight, okay.
But even when LA Knight was,
but he had that
a heel, he wasn't that great of a heel.
But then he had that interact with Bray, just that feud. That got the light on him, and then you started paying more. I feel like that might just be what
I think
Austin Theory just hasn't had that opponent where they're feud together. I mean, it's a lot of like you look at Macho Man, Steamboat, and you just have Punk, Cena. Mm-hmm. You have that one feud that you may have had other ones that were pretty good, but you get that quintessential feud that's like, okay.
So all those guys came out and they was already over. That's what you're telling me? Their first match.
Which guys?
And all the ones you named, it took a while for a lot of. He's not going to.
And that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying too.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
he's still relatively.
He get that feud that's like damn, and it might sometimes you get a feud with you might go in the heel and you end up facing somebody that's quote unquote the face, and it makes you.
If you have a great match,
it turns you into a.
If you have a great match, whether you're a heel or a face, it can still make you a face. If you're a heel and a great match, you can still become a face.
Yeah, because the crowd
even though you're a heel,
they're going to decide if you're a face. They said, "Nah, you a face now."
He had the heat when he was doing that shit with Vince. They should have never. When he had the briefcase, and they booed this shit out.
Yeah, I felt like they should have kept riding that a little longer.
Yeah.
You went and reinvented them. I mean, I understood the part with the I hate the selfie part.
Yeah,
when he came out on the phone.
But I do feel I felt like they should have rode that wave a little longer because I was getting annoyed, but I cared what happened in his. Now I don't even pay. I'm like, oh
yeah.
But then I was like, damn, I want somebody out there fighting right now.
I did like their little feud with Lashley and
Oh yeah, that was cool
Seth.
too.
When Seth was all in that mix for that championship.
When he was on Raw, I had no problem.
Yeah,
he was wrestling. He wrestled Lashley. He kept wrestling everybody. Seth.
Because didn't that begin?
He had a match with Edge.
Didn't that begin Lashley's whole bodybuilding entrance? Wasn't that when they started doing? Remember, they started having the bodybuilding contest. Because I felt like Lashley wasn't doing that as his entrance before that. Was he? Mm-hmm. Remember, they had that contest. He comes out. That's the main one I remember when he was beefing with Lashley. Mm-hmm. They had them out there doing. They had the bodybuilding contest, and that's when he attacked.
Okay.
Put the baby oil in his face, in his eyes, and attacked him. And then after that, I felt like Bobby Lashley was start doing the bodybuilding entrance. And now I don't know what they're doing because I just want them to make the Hurt Business part 2.
It look like they're doing something now because
Nation of Domination.
But that's another thing. This is why we on that subject. Or why I'm on that subject. Why every time you get a strong black faction, why they always gotta be heel? You ever think about that? How the Nation was heel, even though people liked them. Now you got the Hurt Business. Why do they got to be heel? Why can't they be a pro-black, strong black faction and still be face? And not dancing and throwing pancakes like the New Day. Because remember when the New Day first was going to be...
See, the New Day...
But remember when they first came out, they were going to be a heel, and it wasn't the dancing stuff. But then they were going to be a heel, and they came out and started attacking people. But then...
You got to remember, some stuff happened, they had to switch it.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Factions in general, usually...
The heel ones are always the more popular ones.
Yeah.
Or heel.
Mm-hmm. You can't, like a face faction, I probably...
Yeah.
Yeah, but...
I can't even think of a face faction.
Yeah.
You could think of a tag team.
Well, no. I started feeling like... I started feeling like when the Hurt Business started getting over...
They pulled the
and
plug
people started cheering them. That's when they broke them up. Because the Hurt Business started getting over, and they started getting cheered, and then they were like, can't have no positive black role models up in this bitch. That's got rid of that real quick. But I like the Hurt Business stuff. So whatever they do with them, I'm supporting.
Hurt Business?
Hurt Business.
I don't think
Cedric, you like that shit?
Yeah. You didn't like that?
No.
I like Cedric Alexander. I liked him and Shelton together.
Lashley,
they put on some good matches.
Yeah, Lashley theme hard though, man. I actually Photoshop my head on his body. I'm gonna actually put it in the group chat later on. It says Almighty.
Do we have anything else for this week?
That's crazy. I'm gonna remember when we get off the air.
Yeah,
I'm like shit. That's what it was.
All right.
We'll save it for next week.
Yeah.
But yeah, no titles changed hands. Moxley probably bled on Wednesday. Young Bucks did their shtick last night.
That's clownish, man.
It's really not been.
We had
that show in New York's not selling no tickets. They only sold 6,000 tickets.
Oh, the Arthur Ashe.
Yeah, keep going down.
And it's crazy.
Do y'all think it's just because the audience is like getting tired of them?
Well, I think it's that, and I think it's partially like what me and Kat was talking about last week. Like when something's an event going on for the first time, it's a big deal. Like it's like because you got to build your way up to be like a WrestleMania level event. It's not just gonna be our first time. They probably multiple WrestleManias. I don't know if we could do a third one. Okay, we're doing a fourth one and all that. But I think they're going to the well too many times. Like, yes, you. Oh, that's what it was. The numbers. That's what I was thinking of. The numbers for the All-In show were not, but they weren't what the reports came out this week.
Yeah, we said that about 25 minutes ago.
Oh, did we?
Yup.
Must have been thinking about the WWE game I was watching earlier. Yeah, for real. What was I doing? I must have been in the zone. Yes. I must have been in the zone. But yeah, but like them going to the same places and thinking that you're going to get a repeat performance in those places. And now you got to be real about it. You're losing big stars. You lost, well, you didn't lose Punk. You gave Punk away. You lost Jade. And not only that, now you have a divided audience that's
seeing through all this
now you're either really pro-elite or you might be like, man, I ain't trying to. Like, even me, I'm like, how many times do I want to see them come on and do the same?
Yeah, and really, it's an issue about bookings as well.
Yeah.
So we had an issue with booking because you couldn't have certain people on certain shows and yada yada yada. But now there's a booking. The bookings don't make sense.
Yeah,
they're just random bookings and random matches and random tournaments. And some of them you can already see the writing on the wall. We talked about that last week with Samoa Joe, and it
makes no sense that
it's a little bit slap into the face for people who are watching this as an alternative to WWE. We want something else to succeed. We want something else to be great, but at the same time, it's like, why are you giving me a Samoa Joe in the tournament against MJF just because you had a pop off of the the bump? Yeah, I get that.
Yeah.
But why would I watch the weeks leading up? Why would I watch Samoa Joe versus Penta? I know Penta gonna lose. Why would I watch Samoa Joe versus the dude with the neck brace? I know he gonna lose.
And what was crazy is I actually thought that the soft quote-unquote brand split kind of helped them with the booking, because now you had these people over here and you could try to make a cohesive story what's going on over here, and then over here you got Dynamite and you can make a cohesive story with who you got there. And granted, they had people that were on both shows, but it wasn't a whole lot. Now you're going to have them bleeding over to the other show, and now it's going to start feeling like Dynamite Part 2, or somebody even said Rampage Part 2, but now they had different feels. Like one felt different than the other, but now it's going to be
the same thing.
More of what happened on Wednesdays happening now on Saturday versus.
Yeah, I
was tuning in and was like, keep in mind separate. Like, oh, the Wednesdays got this going on. All right, I'm watching for this versus Saturday. Oh, Andrade's going to be on there. Miro's going to be on there. Hobbs is going to be on there, and they got another set of storylines that I could pay attention to. And then you could switch back and forth with, Rampage being somewhere in the middle. But now it's going to be like, it's going to be, if you didn't want to see the Bucks, you could watch Collision. Now you're like, oh, well, they're on Collision now doing their thing. And now it's just a mess now. And now where do you put and I thought that having them separate was going to be good for you. Have the women's title on one, and then you have the TBS title on another. But now if we all be on the same show, well, let's mix and match. But what are you going to do with it now? Like, what's your end game?
They need a good storyline. I feel like they need a couple good storylines to kind of get something rolling. Right now, I just don't feel like they have it. Outside of the MJF thing,
they're just throwing stuff on the wall.
Adam Cole thing, it doesn't. But even in that's not really a story. Like the story is internal to them too. But what do you push for them as a tag team? Do you make them fight FTR? Or
but now it's what's and then I feel like that big title's getting kind of lost in the storyline of Adam Cole and
he's your world champion and he's getting treated like a second tier guy.
Because even JR said he said Saturdays felt special. They were different. He was like, it was less people. It was less personnel, and it felt different at the time. He was in the conversation talking about missing Punk being there and all that, but I mean, I don't know. It's gonna be. I mean, I'm gonna watch, but
we'll see how it turns out. I wish them success, so there could be another product. Yeah, and there are good people over there, good wrestlers who I wish best for. It's just it's hard to continually stay committed to something where this Friday or this Wednesday, Orange Cassidy's fighting such and such, and next Saturday he's fighting. Where is this leading to me? Reasons why I turned to WWE or watch something. The reason why I turned into SmackDown because Bloodline gave me something to follow. Right, I'm not going to sit there for 2 hours, 3 hours, and watch the whole program, but I know Bloodline gonna be at the end or the beginning, right? So I'll turn in at that time, check it out. That's what I'm tuning in for. I'm tuning in for Bray Wyatt. I'm tuning in for The Rock, right? These are things I'm tuning in for to make sure I see what happened this week so I can know what leads me to my next pay-per-view. Some of the story there in AEW is just randomized. I just feel like just names literally just being picked.
It's too much too fast. Like, I still don't understand how you do 2 pay-per-views back to back.
And that was part of a problem too, because I wasn't watching. I'm not ordering 2 pay-per-views from one back to back.
And now they're moving to probably moving on. Going to be on Max.
They should be. They should be. They should
12,
be.
but they're going to do 12 pay-per-views. I was like, I don't know if I need
once 12 a month
pay-per-view.
Once a month.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
I could work with that.
I don't think I need
as long
12.
as it's on Max, I'm good.
Yeah. I don't think I need 12.
I don't. Hey,
I want you to start at like 6 or 7.
I'm good with some of the pay-per-views that WWE be having that they don't really need to have. Yeah. But as long as they're on Max, it's manageable for me. It's not a bad taste in my mouth. If it was something that I had to go order every month,
no,
then it'd be I'm not watching none of this shit. I'm only gonna watch 1 or 2.
Speaking of WWE pay-per-views, might be moving back to Sundays. I hope they do.
Well,
I prefer Sunday pay-per-view.
I heard something different. They're saying that
not Saturdays.
It's still going to stay on Saturdays, but they're going to try and do a weekend where they're going to sell it like a bundle. Which I think, honestly, you think the E is going to go to ESPN?
Basically, that's what
because it's what it's looking like.
What'd you say? The what?
The McMahon's company. Well, the WWE. Okay. It's a rumor been floating, but they're saying that ESPN had wanted to pick it up since they're already carrying the UFC. Mm. So it's naturally
you're gonna put on SmackDown on
FX or something like that. So who knows? I mean, they going to make some money off of it regardless, because right now they're the only thing that's really showing like new episodic stuff every week now, and they're benefiting off of it right now. So
you remember back when ESPN refused to acknowledge UFC or pro wrestling?
They show pro wrestling.
I mean, I know, but they
didn't talk about it.
Once upon a time, used to be taboo, but I feel like once WrestleMania started getting bigger and bigger, start covering. I feel like that's where it started. They started covering WrestleManias, and then start figuring out like, there's a big fan base, to be
ESPN
tapped into over there.
It's weird because I can remember when ESPN had a MMA show on, and it used to come on. I kid you not, it was on Thursdays at I think 11. Some nights it came on at 12. They just threw it on garbage.
Whenever we got an open slot,
seriously, they did do it. Now they over there and they're covering it just as big as they do anything. They cover it more than hockey and baseball over there. So it is what it is.
All right. Well, we're at a 127, so let's wrap it up for this week.
I thought we had a half hour to go.
No, we can't be hitting that 2 hour every week.
But one other thing, are you still devastated that Drake got his album pushed back?
Yeah, man. Drake's album's pushed back to October. I was looking forward to riding the end of this week.
All the dogs.
The 22nd. But it got pushed to October 6th or something like that. October something. First week in October.
Yeah.
The boy's gonna bless us with another album. But,
all right. Well, until then, this is episode 48.
Episodio 48 of the Watchers Podcast. WATCH hard ERZ. So yeah, we're getting up to that 50.
Close enough.
It's coming.
Close enough. It's coming. Hopefully we get Brian back soon enough.
Yeah,
he said a couple weeks.
He's been a little busy.
He's working right now on some pretty big things right now. So good luck to him with everything.
Yeah, we got a movie to start shooting soon too, don't we?
It's gonna be a little delayed.
But come on, we ain't part of SAG. Don't do that. we ain't part of SAG. We supposed to be working. We the scabs.
We did not cross the ticket line yet.
But yes, episode 48, ladies and gentlemen.
48.
Yes, the Watchers Podcast.
It's a pleasure. Another
YouTube, Instagram, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever you want to follow us at.
Except for Pornhub. We will not be there.
I don't want to see nothing on Pornhub.
A happy birthday, Corey.
Yes.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Happy birthday,
Danny Garcia.
Oh,
Danny Garcia.
Oh, it's his birthday too?
Yeah.
Dancing Man.
It was yesterday. Maybe it might have been yesterday.
Oh, yeah. Rest in peace to that girl from 702, too.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. I forgot about that. R.I.P. I cannot recall her name, but
it was Iris.
Don't quote me on her name though.
Yeah, no, I only
I'm
because
giving
it's fresh in my head because I just looked at it a little bit ago.
Pull it up. I don't want to disrespect her, but I just called her the girl.
Because it was a unique name actually.
That's a sad tale because
it is indeed Irish. Irish. I want to say Grinstead or Grinstead, but yeah, only 43, young.
Yeah.
At R.I.P.
Cherish your life, man. It's.
And you said she was the second member.
Yeah.
I didn't know.
Yeah, one of them unfortunately passed away in I think a car accident or something like that.
Yeah, that's sad. But yeah.
All right. Well, I didn't want to end on a
I know, right?
bad note, but
say something funny, Tavon.
Yeah, we'll go with that. I'm Tavon. Tri-State_tip on Instagram.
Smitty Green Giant, formerly known as The Damaging.
And then the birthday man.
Cargill on Instagram.
Yep. And I am Tiger Helly 19 on the grams, the snaps, and Jason Williams, myself on Facebook. Follow the stripes, and we will catch you next week. Be safe.
Peace.